Hello, my Facebook friends. You've made your way over to my business page, so welcome. I appreciate you being in here and tuning in. I am Blythe Kelly, and you are at Blythe Kelly Health and Beauty, my business page. So thank you so much. And y'all are tuning in to hear about some confessions of a colon hydrotherapist. And I do have many, and I do foresee probably more of these in the future, but today I'm just going to start with one that seems to be the most prevalent. I have some notes here, and I've got my computer open, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm going to be doing. So let's get on with it. What do you say? You want to hear about some of these confessions or a confession? And this is a collective y'all when I say this, but y'all ain't chewing your food. Yeah, you're not chewing your food. I see it. We see it. BMTV does not lie. And BMTV is actually the viewing tube, which you get to see all this magical stuff come out. And for those that are a little squeamish about the mere mention of poop, I promise I will not be going any further into that other than just knowing that you get to see things that come out. It's kind of like your personal Nova show when you have a colonic. So yes, that is actually kind of a good thing. So one of the things that I'm actually going to be doing today is I am going to be doing a little bit of a demonstration, and I don't think you can see it on camera, so not a camera girl. So you're all going to have to kind of bear with me in this little bit of a demonstration. But essentially what we have here are 2 cups of oats, old-fashioned cooked oats, yeah. And I'm going to kind of stir, you kind of see it's pretty sticky, pretty thick. Same thing with this one, yeah. Yep, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a digestive enzyme to one of them. So that way you can kind of see, because I tell you, seeing things is always so much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this capsule. It's going to go into one right over here. It's a two-handed job, or I would try and do it in front of the camera, but that is not happening. Okay, so one is in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of start adding this into here and kind of work it in. And I am going to kind of do my best to stir and talk at the same time. I know this is going to be a little bit of a challenge here. Well, you can actually kind of see it's moving around a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay. And look at that. It's happening. So I'm going to get into a little bit further about what digestive enzymes are down the line here in this little Facebook Live. All right. So look, you can kind of see this one. I'm still trying to, stir that one up. Okay, so let's move on while these are kind of doing its thing over here, and I'm going to be kind of stirring it as I talk, like I said. So let's get on to this idea of chewing food. How many of you can honestly say that you thoroughly chew your food? And what do I mean by thoroughly? Well, basically, there's a saying out there that says, chew your food to a liquid and chew your liquids. So how many of you are kind of getting to that place of getting your food down to that liquid? I know for me, some of my personal pitfalls tend to be when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends and I haven't seen them in a while and we're just all and you're chatting away and you want to get in what you want to say. Yeah, I kind of find myself not chewing. And I usually will call myself out on that, but it happens. Another time that I kind of find myself not chewing my food is if I waited too long to eat. And then I pretty much hoover it. And then I don't feel so good later. Everything's just sitting in there kind of funky. So, yep, see, stirring this one up. Let's get back to the other guy here. So, why is this so important, chewing? Well, your mouth is one of the first places where digestion begins. It can even go one step before that, and it can be even when you start thinking about food or you start smelling your food, which is why sometimes, or all the time, it's really important to kind of pause before you start ripping right into your meal and maybe smell your food a little bit. It gets the digestiveness flowing in your body, gets your mouth prepped, all the salivary glands start to work and function and do all of that, and then you start putting the food in there. And these fabulous teeth, these guys, yeah, are pearly whites, hopefully. They're more for chewing than they are for our fabulous smiles. So they really do have a purpose. So, and their purpose is to really mash up the food. Chew, 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 chew. Get the food really into small particles. That is sort of the job here of our mouths, is to get food into a liquid state, right? So, and the more that you chew, the easier it's going to be down the line in the digestive tract, hence your stomach, because that's where it goes next, essentially. So, wow, I'm sure you guys are probably seeing this little bit of demonstration here. Yeah, okay. So essentially what's going to happen in your stomach is your stomach is going to turn everything into a liquid. So that way your body can utilize all the nutrients and uptake and utilize, so you get all the nutritious benefits. So it is important to, oh, look at that. Sorry, I'm excited. So if you are not chewing your food and you've got solid pieces that get passed into the stomach and your stomach isn't able to break it down further for you, your stomach is still going to pass it along into the small intestine. And once it's in there, you need to know something. Your body's not able to utilize that. What does start to happen, though, with these solid fecal matter, listen to me, that's what it turns into. But with these solid pieces will ferment and putrefy in your gut. Yeah, that's not fun, isn't it? I mean, I'm all for fermentation, but more in the lines of like fermented veggies and adult beverages. I'm all for that kind of fermentation, but for it to happen in our guts, that's not fun. That's when you get some gas, maybe some bloating, and just sort of that all-around sort of discomfort. So, look, let's get back to this demo. You can kind of already see here, look it, you can even see the jiggliness here. Not so jiggly here. So that was just one digestive capsule, digestive enzyme capsule. Can you see what's happening here? It's more in a liquid state, yeah? Pretty obvious. So digestive enzymes do exactly this. They are going to help your body turn this stuff into a liquid. And y'all aren't chewing your food. You know that. I've already said that. We can see that. So why not help your body out? If you're not going to be able to take the time to actually chew and utilize your teeth in that way, give your body a little help. It does help. So, a little game you can kind of play if you're having mealtime with the family is see who can, eat the slowest. Who does, how many times can you chew your food and get it to a liquid? But take your time and slow down. And in preparation for this video, I kind of had this thought this week where, we have this solid item here that we put into our mouth and we chew up and everything in between here. And when it comes back out, it's solid again. So you have solid in, solid out. Everything in the middle is liquid. I know, the things I think about. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all listening to this and watching it later. I'm looking forward to more of this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any questions, please post things down below, share your comments. And I really want to know how many of you are chewing your food. I do pretty good just because it's been about on my radar for well over a decade now. And I'm already kind of a slow eater anyways. So thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye for now. Cheers.